Hello, everybody. This is Dan, aka WF, aka Page Wizard, aka blah. Anyways, the last stream kind of crashed and burned, so I am here now using Google Hangouts. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I do have the chat open, so hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. So anyways, if you have any questions or anything, or if you have anything to say, we're going to have some fun here. We're going to be playing some Mega Man Endless, which is a new fan game made by Blika in collaboration with Sprites Inc. We're going to be taking a look at that, and I'll be talking a little bit about some updates on the channel, because obviously I haven't posted many Mega Man Eternal 2 updates in the past couple months. As you notice, I put up one on the options yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, you can check that out after this. I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. You probably can hear the music right now. Let me know if the volume of the game is okay. I'll just let it sit for a moment. Is the volume okay with the game, though? That's one thing I want to know from you guys in the chat. So, anyways, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. So, just a few things I want to get out of the way before we get started in playing. So, obviously, you guys probably are curious what the heck I've been up to lately, aside from my random skits on this channel and some of the smaller videos. So, aside from the... You barely hear it? Okay, I'll turn her up a little bit. Let me just... How about that? Can you guys hear that? Okay, good. So I'm just gonna switch over to my headset. No, I don't need my headset. We should be fine. Anyways, so I bet you're wondering, like, okay, so what the heck have you been up to, Dan? Because obviously you haven't been posting things in the last little while. Unless you're on my DeviantArt, you probably know about stuff over there. So I plan to be posting a little update over on this channel, showing all the fan art I've gotten. Right now I'm just waiting on one submission from Firebomb Bassist or Doll Woman, and then that will make it 60 submissions, so it's 60, which is a very good turnout. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. So I'm planning to do a slideshow with all the colored pictures once I have that piece. So I'll be posting that hopefully soon. So aside from that, I plan to have hopefully up some gameplay updates, hopefully in the next month, hopefully. So aside from that, I bet you're wondering what the heck I've been up to. So the past few months I've been very busy. Actually, I got through, this is something a little bit more personal. I've been busy working on my, so for my PhD program, I'm required to do what is called, and often this is what is termed as, is the candidacy exam. So before you can go do your big-time degree, what you have to do is you have to basically go out onto make a thesis proposal and maybe do a survey, and then you have to do an oral examination. Not this kind of oral examination, but basically we have to do a presentation and defend your work as your committee asks you questions. So basically the last month I was writing this up, which is like how many pages is this thing? Almost 60 pages after I trimmed out a lot of stuff. I was working on that in the past couple months and doing research in that. So obviously, research takes a higher precedence because that's what I'm paid to do. But aside from that, I got past the candidacy exam, so now I can focus just on research and that, and hopefully that gives me a bit more time to work on the game. So like outside of that. So I'm hoping, I want to get back on a regular schedule with you guys, because I haven't been able to do that in the past while. Because I used to put up videos every week. So I want to try to get back in that habit of either, worst case, one every 2 weeks, but trying to aim for one a week. So yeah, so hopefully you'll get a fan art slideshow coming soon, showing off all the fan art I've gotten in color. Because obviously in the game itself, it'll all be Game Boy arised. You know, I'm gonna take it, make it like look like it's on a Game Boy. So if you guys have any questions or anything, I'm down for that. But aside from that, why don't we crack into this? I have a question for you guys. Well, that I was trying to ask this when I was first trying the stream out. What would you guys prefer? Would you guys prefer Mega Man 7 music or Mega Man Wily Wars music? I want you guys to take a vote in the chat there, and I'll pick whichever of the two you guys like the most. So you got Mega Man 7 or you got Wily Wars? Let me get the screen on here. So you guys got two choices for the music. I just feel like dancing for this. So far, got Wily Wars. So Mega Man 7 or Wily Wars? So far, Ryan says Wily Wars. What else do you guys want? So far, we got one vote for Wily Wars. So note there may be a little delay between both of us. I think there may be a 30-second delay. So if you're wondering why that's like, I'm just pausing here and you're already giving your answer, that's probably why this little delay. But this is a heck of a lot more stable than OBS for me. The funny thing about it is that yesterday, some of you may have noticed that I actually put up unintentionally a live stream when I was recording footage from my video with the Xbox 360 controller. That video is unlisted now, but the quality was really good. I don't no idea why this one all of a sudden wasn't, but for that one it was perfect, and it was even the same way. Oh my god. So, let's see here. So far I got one for Wily Wars. So let me see. I'll just ask in the chat. Here, why don't I put it on the chat while we're waiting here? Let's put it on the chat, so that way you guys can see what the heck I'm looking at. So no one wants. Who cares about Mega Man 7? I love Mega Man 7, but I'm down for everyone likes Wily Wars. Okay, let's go Wily Wars. Let's go Wily Wars. Because Wily Wars it suits the graphical style we got going with this game, so it makes sense. So let's do that. Let's get started here. Okay, so let's get this show rolling. So note right now I'm just using my Wingman. Got my old school gamepad here. Oh, what we're doing, mini macro. What we're doing is we're playing Mega Man Endless. I was taking a vote. Which would people prefer, the Mega Man 7 or Wily Wars music? Seems like the consensus is that that we're going to be doing Wily Wars music. Also, if the music gets too loud and you can't hear me, just let me know, okay, guys? All the graphical styles Wily Wars, but the music can be changed. So let's start off with some classic mode. So note that I put in the description the game so that you can download it. So this was made by Blyka in collaboration with Sprites Inc. They did a contest for designing levels. Okay, oh my god. So note, I've only played this for maybe about 20 minutes before this. So, like it was yesterday. I actually have a funny story around that I'll get into in a moment. So some of this is all fresh to me. So this is kind of like going in blind. Oh my god. Whee! Die, fishies. Okay, let's see here. Oh man, I'm just sucking balls here. Okay, I'm guessing this is where I need to use maybe that boost thing. It has a double jump feature. Oh, I know. I ran into one level like that. Oh, maybe we may run into it. If we get there, you'll be hearing me. But I have a funny story. So I told you guys that I played this for a little bit yesterday. I was playing while I was talking with Marcus, or Mega Man D, however you prefer to know him. He tends to be on my streams very often. And I got my butt kicked. My god. Anyways. So if you're wondering, so you can submit your screens to the leaderboard. I'm going to show you something funny. So watch this. Let's see if I can submit this to the leaderboard. So I'll show you what happened to me. I'm so bad. I just got my butt handed to me, but I thought I would show this just for fun kicks. Let me just make sure. See, we don't want that. So, yes, I got banned from the high score list. Now, note, it has nothing to do with any animosity. What happened was, like, being the guy that's been in this, like, I did get to the point where I could submit things, but now in my morbid curiosity of making sure that things are robust, because you saw probably my make a Mega Man level contest thing, I showed how you could exploit the data file, because the data's not encrypted, at least at that point. I don't think it is, but anyways, one thing, as somebody that is familiar with this stuff, I looked at the URL that was sent along with this. You know your enemy. I noticed that if you look at the URL, it passes along the message, and it tells you the score inside it. So, for instance, I got a score of 8. So the question is, okay, well, is there any vulnerability with this? Well, of course, if you know anything about how these are passed, there's an authentication key. But since this is a third-party game maker package that they used, as far as I know, now, you guys can correct me if I got this wrong. Like, Mega Man Eternal 2 uses a very different interface, but this game uses it where it passes a message using a script to a website that has it on its server, a PHP database that stores the high scores. That's why it's all on the website, but not inside the game. So, for instance, I got a score of 8, if you were to make this like 999, blah, 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 I just wanted to make sure that I didn't break any. I say this doesn't break if I change the URL because it passes the message along. But it has an authentication key, and the authentication key seems to be working, and it's pretty robust. So, but anyways, in my process of trying to do this, I got myself banned from it. So in this stream, I won't be submitting any of my high scores. I know, bad dad. I'm so bad. But no, it wasn't to be malicious or anything. I just like to check these things. I've done this for a long time, so I always like to double check what people decide to do with these external packages. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. For instance, this game does an encryption. It seems like it does it word by word, which is okay. It's definitely a lot better than no encryption. But it's just little things like that I just like to point out. So yeah, so you don't have to worry about somebody intercepting your messages and modifying your score. That's basically the good thing. So good on Blika. So let's try it again. Let's try this again. Oh, I hate this one. I hate this one. I swear I've had this one like at least 3 times. Let me see if I can show you one thing. I don't know if this was intended or not, but you could, I don't know if this was intended or anything, but you could just like stand over here and just hang out. Heck, you can even slide under it. I don't know if that was intentional or anything, but I just thought it was interesting. But I encourage you guys, if you guys are playing, see if you can beat me. I'm all down for that. I'm pretty sure you could, because I'm not used to the slower Mega Man Wily Wars gameplay. Like it's been eons since I played Wily Wars. But yeah, that's kind of my funny story with, oh my, I thought I had that timed right. Anyways, the main point I had is that good on Blika to make sure he used a good package that will make sure that the message gets sent across. I think they used a SHA-5, SHA-MD5, which is good. That's basically it, Mr. Fantax. But yeah, on this part, you got to be extra careful. There's a big fish. That's a lot of fish. Now, don't die here. Just slide, slide, slide. Okay, I haven't ran into this one before. Let's see how well this goes. That just looks so tempting to go grab, but I'm scared of spikes. I do like that they got the Wily Wars thing going on. It's something fresh to try out. Yeah, the ice cubes, they melt. Or at least they fall apart. Oh, I want that. Darn it, why is there a thing there? Darn it. Oh, I got 9 screens. Now, let's try a different mode. Let's go time mode. So, I bet you guys are wondering, what's my initial thoughts on this one? So far, I think it's great. The only thing I can give it a pretty harsh critique on is that honestly, some of the levels, despite it being like, oh, you decide what should be a Mega Man level, should be like, some of these levels don't even look like complete levels that I would consider in a Mega Man game. Like a level, let alone. Some of them just look like test rooms with just platforms that dilapidate with a sky backdrop. Some will look great, some actually are just fine. It's just, I don't know, sometimes it just feels like some levels are really weird and out of place with an obsession with spikes. But aside from that, I've been having a bit of fun with this game. No! 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 I want to go in there! No, why? Why? Well, that's basically one of those one chance you're out of luck moments. Let's try it again. Oh, this one. I ran into this one on my first time as well. But yeah, in time mode, the objective is to grab these T's to increase the amount of time you have, and you got as long as you can go, as long as you can stay alive while that time is going, you're still good. Dang it! Man, I'm just sucking balls. But not literally, that's just too much. I'm just saying sucking balls too much today. It just seems like to be the phrase of the day. Oh, this one looks interesting. Oh, let's see here. I'm just getting my butt handed to me by this game. It's awesome. Okay, it's too late for that. Rings and magnets don't do anything with this. Charge kick don't do anything with this. The bomb does stuff to these. Okay, we'll just go back to the Buster. Especially that we have a time limit here, and I'm kind of wasting time here. But I do like the Wily Wars stuff, so I really think this is a neat idea. Oh, let's see. One thing I could suggest for Blyka to do is try to incorporate Xbox 360 compatibility. But no, if he does watch this, I encourage him to ask. I can suggest a driver he could use for Game Maker 7 and 8. It's the same one I use for Mega Man Eternal 1. My patience is just... You think I should use the keyboard? How about if I die here, I'll switch to the keyboard. I'll switch to the keyboard if I die. Oh my, this part... Okay. The placement of this enemy at this ladder is really odd. But there are some places where there's a lot of weird spike spots. Maybe we may run into it later. Yeah, I'll move to the keyboard after I die or time runs out. But yeah, no. One that I can recommend for Blyka is Xbin. It works really well, and it's rather easy to program it in. Oopsie. I got 11 screens there. Let's return to the title. Let's go keyboard on this sucker. Okay, keyboard. Keys. Customize. Up, down. Darn it! I'm expecting left before that. Oh yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Okay, how do I... What was the acceptance key? Okay, let's play process of elimination here. I'm just gonna keep pressing key. Oh, there we go. Up, down, right, left, jump, shoot, start. R switch, L switch. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go into boss mode, because this one actually I had the most success with, was doing boss mode. Okay. Seriously, I set the right shift button to up. Oh my god. Okay, I need the leaf shield here. Anybody know how to grab items? Does anybody know? Let's see, we got Bubble Man, Ring Man. We gotta use Ring Man on this one. Ring Man's Ring Boomerang. Damn it. There we go. He's down. One thing I really wish this boss mode had was weapon energy. That's the one thing I wish that this mode had, was weapon energy. But then I would imagine it would make this mode a little easier. Now we need charge kick. It's useless. Okay. Let's. I forget which room is coming up here. Snake Man. That's right. I think this one's also you got to use ring boomerang. Yeah, the keyboard is going a lot easier. At least, okay. Well, here's the thing: the gamepad was okay. My keyboard, I test a lot with my keyboard anyway, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, no, I think keyboard probably is a little easier. But I honestly prefer gamepad. But either way, it's okay. We want magnet missile. But I'm going with keyboard for now because it seems like, I don't know, with the slower gameplay of the Wily Wars stuff, I tend to be a little bit less responsive, I guess. Like, it's not the game's fault or anything, it's just the style. Okay, this one is Hyper Bomb. Oopsie. And down he goes. I've turned into some sort of, I don't know, some sort of elf. I don't know. Sparkman, Leaf Shield on this one. You can tell which mode I've practiced a lot. Though I'm not really like aiming for perfect run. Darn it, I'm out of it. This is why weapon energy would be an excellent thing to have, especially there's no charge buster in this game. Like maybe after like every 4 bosses, it maybe gives you a little weapon energy or something. What do I think of Mega Man 8-bit Deathmatch? It's been a long time since I played Deathmatch. Like, probably the version that I played was probably one of the earliest versions of the game. I think it's fun, especially if you really like, kind of like your, I guess, like, if you really like Doom, like Doom or Wolfenstein, except Mega Man-ish. I think it's fun. I never had much success with it, but it's, wait, what am I fighting again? Oh, Fireman. Die, you! But yeah, no, I'd recommend it. It's definitely something different, you know? But I haven't played, I should really do a stream sometime with 8-bit Deathmatch, because it's been eons since I've played that game. Iceman. Oh, I forget his weakness. I think it is. Is it Hyper Bomb? Yeah, Hyper Bomb. Dang it. Okay, when V5 comes out, either if I miss it or just feel free to remind me if it comes up, because I'll be down to stream that stuff. This one. Top Man. You gotta use Charge Kick on him. But it's starting to run low on weapon energy. Dang it, I was too early there. I was too early. No, I got to 28. The farthest I've gotten so far is like 37. I died to the Wily clones, like the Mega Man clones from Mega Man 3. Oh, 30, yeah, it was screen 37, yeah. Oh, let's go try out. Let's see how far we can get in perfect mode. My God, is This ain't gonna go well. Oh my, this one. Oh my god. I like the aesthetics of the Wily World graphics, you know? It's pleasant. I like me some Sega Genesis stuff. Yeah, I know. I've been warned about this one. And I'm dead. There was one other one that I ran into. Let's go back to the classic mode. I don't think I'm gonna get that far with that one. Let's go back here. Darn it, not this one again. The one where I can go down here. It's the Cool Kids Club. Cool Kids Club. I'm just really missing my Charge Buster, but then of course this is probably modeled after Mega Man 1 through 3, so I can totally see why they would do that, but I don't know. Some of the modes would really complement it well. And I'm a sucker. My favorite Mega Man game is Mega Man 5, which obviously made perfect use of the Charge Buster, basically making it so it was very useful to use. At least in that game. So I'm more of the mentality that the Charge Buster should be there, but if they do something different, I'm indifferent to it, you know? It's just, I think if you're going to limit, say, weapon energies, like in the boss thing, that you should make it so that weapon energy is available, so that you can at least combat the bosses without feeling like the bosses are never going to die because they take so darn long, some of them. That's a big fish. Oh my god. This just doesn't look fun. Okay. At least there's no big pit. Ah, I did it. Oh, the fish? That's a lot of fish. Oh my god. Oh my god! How am I supposed to dodge that? Let's try it again. Oh, we got this one again. Let's do this. Fine. I'm getting a nice joy kick out of this bomb. Die, you. That was my Hank Hill. Whoa! Okay. Okay, no, this ain't gonna go well. There we go. No, I forgot that shift is. I mapped the up key to right shift. I said I'm gonna fix that. Oh my god, that was such a fail. Let's try this again. Now up is up arrow. Shoot, start, R switch, L switch. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Well, let's hope we're in for something that resembles a Mega Man level. Oh, cool! Oh, is that the one with the? Oh, yeah. I think I heard about. Was that the? Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan. But was that the one involving the debate of changing the default character to that? If I don't want to mispronounce his name, is Pauzo? Is that one where it looks kind of like a Mega Man helmet but has like glowing eyes or something? Like they wanted to change it to a default character that they could use kind of as a generic kind of filler for. I heard there was like some sort of like people are kind of upset about the fact that he decided to do that rather than having Mega Man in it, despite being called Mega Man 8-bit deathmatch. Like I'm totally down for them to. Oh, it's the mid boss from Concrete Man stage. Okay. Unless I'm talking about something completely different, of course. But I remember there was a discussion about changing the character to this like this somewhat different character that you play as in the story or something like that. Because you run into Mega Man in the story mode. Darn it! Oh, phew! No! I thought he was gonna stay up there, then he readjusted himself. Oh, this one again. Let's go. See, I'm not a big fan. Like, there's a couple things. Of course, these are things made by mostly fans, so it's not something I would be too rough on critiquing in the first place. But yeah, some of these are just like, oh, who does that? Oh, it's Hard Shot. No, I don't want to be mean or anything with this kind of thing. Just little things like that. They're just not very well designed little things. But I like clever little interesting designs. That segment, I keep forgetting that not equipped the double jump thing there. Spikes. Oh, this one's kind of neat. I think I've tried this one once and I died within like 20 seconds. I just sucking balls. That's the phrase of the day, and I'm dead. Should have just stayed on the left platform. Try it again. Oh, we got some awesome music. Ooh, this is already not looking pretty. That's a lot of bombs. Let's see how this goes. Admittedly, that was pretty cool. So far, this one's okay. It's just, I don't know. I just sometimes find the need to put spikes everywhere just to be annoying. Like, spikes have their place in really last levels and places where it's easy to not feel a consequence for dying. All other Robot Masters defeated. Are you at the Wily bosses there? Oh, you got Crash Man. Okay. This is looking interesting. Yeah, the timing with Crash Man can be a little bit painful. Especially if you want to use Charge Kick. No! I should have shot it. No. 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 Oh, we got this one again. I hate that hedgehog. Man, I'm just getting my butt handed to me. There's a lot of references to butts in this video, as you probably can tell. But yeah, no, the main thing I would recommend to Blyka is try to incorporate Xbox 360 connectivity, because that would be really nice, especially that there do exist drivers for, I believe, because I know he's using GameMaker 7, which I don't personally understand why they need to use such outdated software to develop this. Like I mean, I'm bad for it myself, because Mega Man Eternal was made with the GameMaker 6 through 8.1, but at least I updated to the latest version, so I can take advantage of all stuff. But if it works, I guess. As long as it's not crashing everywhere, like some of the older versions of GameMaker would on a newer operating system. But yeah, no, that's the main thing I would recommend for Blyka. But aside from that, it's all right. One thing I could suggest, now he doesn't have to do this, but what I suggest him looking into is, now this is just sort of a technical detail. I don't know if Blyka would understand this, but he maybe does. I don't know. Is maybe incorporating like a leapfrog pseudo-random generator instead of just using just a seed. I don't know which seeded method he's using. Maybe it's leapfrog. I could be wrong. Either way, if you have a game that's centered around randomization like this, darn it, it may be a good idea to make it so that the player every single time experiences maybe a new level that they have not seen yet when they start over. So using something like that could potentially help you do that. If not, just it's easy enough to store a variable that stores which was the last one you played on, and just saying, oh, if you pick this one, don't pick that one. Or just pick from a subset that isn't that. Just because it keeps things fresh, you know, like, I hate seeing the same level over and over again. Let's see here. Hello, Frostair. Die, you. Yeah, aside from that, I think this is great. How you doing, Frostair? Oh, darn treadmills. It's like these treadmills are on steroids. Maybe it's just because Mega Man walks a bit slower in this version in Wily War style. I got this one again. Do like little things like this. But yeah, no, I don't want to be harsh on the level design per se, because I know this is something that was mostly fan stuff. But yeah, just like some things just do not, like, when I play Mega Man games, I don't expect them. Like, you can, of course, so we say, well, Dan, you do things that are unconventional too. Like, well, sure, but like, I don't just give you a blank room with platforms that you can fall down on. Yeah, pretty much. No! Run! Up we go. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? I know some of you played the game. What are you guys' thoughts on some of the level design? I'm just curious. Like as I said, that like I think it's all right. Just some are great, some just not so much. But I can't really hold it at fault because it's like, well, this was mostly done with fan level design, so I can't really fault fans in that way. I don't think that's right. But what I can hold at fault is I know there's some people that rag really hard on my stuff that have designed levels that are abhorrent in this game. But I'm not going to say names because I don't want to kick up any dirt from any stupid people from Sprite Inc. Oh my, they don't want that. I still like that bomb segment. Very cool. Who's this one? Oh, Lambda. Oh, another guy from there. He was okay. Die, you. We're on the cliffs of the waterfall. I didn't see that one there. I went down. No, no. And that helped me get through that. Very delicious. That's it. I'm just going up. This one's alright. This one's kind of fun. This is something I would consider decent. Who designed this one? C-Bomb. Good job, C-Bomb. Okay, let's see how this goes. I gotta wait for that one. I'm getting the double jump out. Dang it, no, this isn't going as planned. No. I got 18 screens. Okay, let's go back to boss mode. We'll do one last boss mode, and then I'll wrap things up with just recapping kind of the updates and what things you guys should be expecting on this channel. Or if you have any questions, leave some questions in the chat there. I want to answer some questions if you got any. Hyper bomb time. Dang it. Dang it. Usually this just goes down like nothing. Did you play this game? Yes, of course you should. I think that should be a, I recommend it. Even if I'm banned from their leaderboard system. Maybe if Blika sees this, maybe he'll unban me because I was just testing the vulnerabilities of his system. Because you never know with the third-party stuff that something like it's just vulnerable and you don't want that, especially when you have a system where like it all depends on people's scores. Like, I'll give you a little bit of an example of what I mean. Like, in Mega Man Eternal 2, for example, the way the high score system works in that game is there is a server. You don't submit things to a website. You don't access a website to reach the leaderboard. It's internal within the game. So what happens is it sends information to the server. You don't get to see any of that stuff. And it happens all within the system of the game. So it has a client-server relationship as opposed to a message passing system like the one in this game. Like where the game, now keep in mind, I do not know how the internal implementation of this game is done, but it seems like it's done by sending scripts over. But if Blake sees this video and corrects me, I'm more than happy to take that. I'm just taking a look at things, and I see obviously for passing a script via URL, usually it means that this thing isn't connected per se to a server, it's that it uses a script that passes an authenticated message using using SHA or MD5. There we go. Catman went down like nothing. Oh, Ryan has a question. I got another question for you. What do you think of Mega Man Zeta or Zeta? Zeta. The upcoming Mega Man fan game by Wingman. For me, from the videos I've seen, I wish the guy best of luck, you know? I think that we need more fan games. I want people to try new things as well, personally. Well, hopefully, I'm pretty sure he's got, some people who are working on music for him or something, but hopefully he gets all that together. I wish him luck. The only thing I could say, now, I'll talk a little bit about it in a moment. I'll come back to it, because I'm obviously fighting bosses, but I want to entertain you at the same time. But I'll give you an example of what I mean by little bits of design that I would consider. I don't know if they make sense. Mine are mostly involving the bosses per se. But I'm okay. I think. Oh, okay. I'm dead anyway. So, man, I was hoping to get up to the Wily bosses on the stream, but oh well. Anyways, let's get the chat going here. Let's get this chat on. Ha! Let's get the chat on here. That way you guys can see what's going on. Okay, let me close this game. Okay, there we go. I closed that. So anyways, to answer Ryan's question a bit more in a detailed way, let's see here. I'll give a couple of examples. And if Winkman sees this, I wish him the best of luck with his game, personally. I'm just hoping that he doesn't let I don't know. I just have my opinion of some people that they should just let the guy try what they want to do, and if they want to update it, they can. It's all the power to them, you know? Anyways, here, let me see. I'll get an example going here. Let's see, Mega Man Zeta. I'll give an example of a couple of things that I could just recommend for the guy. Now, for anybody that's seen any of these updates, I'll show you one. I'll show you one example. Now, of course, these are all subject to change, of course, so it's really hard to judge it because it could be different right now because you got some feedback from a while ago. But here, I'll put on a video here and I'll show you exactly some. Overall, I think people should be excited for it. The more fan games, the better, you know? Okay. So let's see here. This is, okay. So have any of you seen this video, the Tentacle Man video? So first off, one thing I can recommend, I'm just going to go right to the boss, but a couple things I could critique about this level is that it uses its gimmick of the dropping bomb thing a little too much. If not, change it up a little bit if you really want to do extra things. Like, for instance, adding treadmills for the bomb. So, if the bomb goes along a cart, something that allows it to move Like something to change up how the bomb is used throughout the level if you're going to use it that much with these anglerfish bomb, like enemies. But yeah, like it's a little bit of an overkill with some of the gimmick. But hey, it's okay. It's just like, that's just a suggestion. You don't want to overkill a gimmick. Like you use it a little bit, you spice things up a little bit, then you come back to it, and then maybe usually what I try to do in my levels is have one or two major things. If you're gonna have the first half of the level do one thing, and then the second half level do a new thing, or you go kind of zigzag between the two. Something, or even a cooler idea is usually where you have one gimmick, then you have another gimmick in isolation, so you get kind of used to them, and then you play like, you mix it, make it like spaghetti and meatballs. You cross the meatballs with the spaghetti, and you get something delicious. But no, the main thing I wanted to critique are the boss AI. Like, that's the main thing I suggest. Like, for a boss that is called Tentacle Man, he sure does not do a whole lot with his tentacles. Like, a lot of the bosses do not, like, I don't know, like, it's okay. Of course, it has a couple of things attached to it, but, like, for instance, I suggest one attack that maybe he could use. If he has Tentacle Man, have it so that Tentacle Man comes up into the air a little bit, and then what he does is he homes on Mega Man, who's underneath him, and then what he does is he tries to dive downwards with his tentacles, kind of like a squid goes in the feet for its food. And then what it does is it grabs you like a vice, kind of like Shade Man, and sucks health. That's one suggestion, like for this boss, for example. You need something that connects the tentacle part of Tentacle Man. It's kind of like a missed opportunity if you don't do that. It's kind of like if Clamp Man didn't have a weapon that clamped people. It would just be weird. But yeah, no, aside from that, it looks nice. I suggest people follow with stuff like his or her stuff. But yeah, no, my main beef that I could suggest for him, like if he sees this, is just add some more attacks to the bosses that are distinct to that character, especially Tentacle Man. Like, my God, Tentacle Man needs something that says, hey, look, I'm Tentacle Man. Here is my attack. This is what Tentacle Man does. Because, you know, when you play a Mega Man game, whether it be a fan game or not, or a real one, official one, or hack or whatever, you always have, like, one distinct attack that you could say, hey, look, here's my Robot Master. Like, if you go to almost any Robot Master, almost anyone, not all of them, but almost anyone, you'd be like, oh, Gravity Man? Oh, Gravity Man, he can change the gravity so he goes between the ceiling and the floor. That's his thing. Nightman, oh, he has a mace kind of weapon, like a flail sort of kind of weapon. Like, it's distinct to Nightman. He has a shield, too. For instance, Cloudman, he uses clouds and he uses lightning and sky and rain and stuff. You get the idea. Basically, just some advice is just to add more, like, integrate the character of your Robot Master with the attacks you want. I mean, I'll give you an example for Mega Man Eternal 2. Now, this is just some insider stuff. I'm still in the matter of programming this stuff. Is Turbine Man, for example. A lot of people like Turbine Man. A lot of people think Turbine Man is just it's like Wind Man, for instance. But believe it or not, Turbine Man actually has a lot more in connection with electric Robot Masters than wind-based ones, which is weird. But he's actually a combination of both. What Turbine Man does, for example, is he uses his turbine fans to generate electricity. And then what he does is he can use the electricity in his attacks, whether he has he shoots electricity through the ground because the battle takes place on top of a tower, a wind tower. And then he can also fly. Well, he technically hovers because he uses his turbines as propellers to push air towards the ground, forming lift through. My God, I'm having a brain fart. This is sad because I used to work at an airplane museum. It uses it applies its force directly towards the ground. Okay. I'm having a brain fart at the moment. Basically, it uses propulsion to hover using its propellers. And Turbine Man basically can do stuff like Gyro Man does. So he can use, and also I gave him an attack very similar to, you know how Vile has those ankle bombs? Turbine Man also has something like that. So it's a fun little nod to Vile there. But here's the point. When you see Turbine Man and you hear, oh, turbines, okay, he must have some attack involving turbines. Well, yeah, he generates electricity using the fans on him. But he also uses those fans in like an airman or windman kind of way too. So it's a cool hybrid. But Turbine Man makes sense because of his name. Here, for example, in Tentacle Man, you're missing the tentacle part. Like, he has an attack, of course, here, but Tentacle Man should have something like an attack that where he actually uses the tentacles on his design. That's sort of my suggestion. I'm running out of air, obviously, as you probably could tell in my voice. But yeah, no. That's aside from that, I recommend people check this guy's stuff out, guy or girl, whomever. And but yeah, aside from that, I just recommend just mix and mash your gimmicks. Don't necessarily make everything like the same thing over and over again. It gets a little boring. You got to spice things up, but don't use too many. Otherwise, people won't know or remember how to get through the whole thing. You know, like if you have like 8 gimmicks, I don't know. Like, that's one thing that some people could say about Rock Force, for instance. Rock Force is a great fan game, but at the same time, it has lots and lots of gimmicks in each level. Like, it doesn't get old, but at the same time, when you have lots and lots of gimmicks, you don't have really one thing that you could point at and say, oh, well, that's distinct to that level. Do you remember the, if you were to play like Mega Man 5, you could probably name a few of the gimmicks right off the top of your head. Like, oh, Gyro Man? Oh, he has that annoying elevator with the spikes on it, for example. Like, I can tell you exactly where that happens in that level. Little things like that, but that's sort of a ramble there. But yeah, like, for example, with Rhyme Man here, I'll give another example. Like, Rhyme Man doesn't do a whole lot, like, as a boss character. He doesn't do a whole lot. Like, he has a shield. It's kind of cool. But, like, as a Robot Master, he doesn't do a whole lot. But then I like my bosses really tough with lots of varying attacks sometimes. But yeah, at least the one thing, if anybody didn't like the challenge in Mega Man Eternal 1, is that the Game Boy screen sort of humbles me, so I can't make anything too insane. Because the screen size is only so big, so I can't do combinations of little things. But I do, now, actually, somebody asked a question about this, and some people were curious about it, was, is there going to be an easy mode in the second game? And the answer is, I'm planning to do something like an easy mode, but right now I'm trying to do some testing, and hopefully in a couple months I hopefully be able to tell you about that, if there will be or not. Basically, my hope is that that there will be. In the worst case, it will be kind of like a really, like, where it's like, oh, you only take half damage or something that, like that. But I'm not one of those types of things, oh, we should cover up all the spikes and all that stuff. Like, no. I just think that it should be a little bit like, oh, you take a little bit less damage or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see how things pan out. But basically, in short, my hope is that I'm going to incorporate a mode that hopefully harken back to Game Boy style. Because if you followed the game at all, you'd know that the Mega Man Eternal 2 is sort of like, it's a hybrid of the Game Boy style. Like, it's all the Game Boy aesthetics, but it has it plays faster and much more like the NES games. So if you didn't like the lag and all that stuff in the Game Boy games, you don't have any of that in this game. So okay, I'll just give you a hint to what exactly it is. This is still something that I'm still deliberating, and I don't know if it'll work or not. Like, if it does, it'll be great. I think I have a way to make it so that the easy mode will basically be a slower version of the game that runs at a few frames less per second. Like, not in performance-wise, but the game itself. Like, if with Game Maker, it's like changing the room speed, for example. but it's done in a very specific way. Basically, it makes the pace of the game slower, so it makes it easier to play, and actually plays very similar to the original Game Boy games with less frame rate. So meaning it's a little more choppy, but it's easier because it's slower. Oh, I got a comment. Really? Let's see what people have to say over here. Since I'm on live stream, it makes things fun. Okay. Yeah, no, this was the question about the difficulty option. But yeah, that's sort of an insider on that. I love these butthurt people that just nitpick on everything. They make me laugh. They're just sad. Like, the video clearly says Mega Man Eternal 2 options preview, and I talk about how, oh, I'm showing the options and all that stuff. Really, a 5-minute video just to show off the options? Come on, that's boring as hell. What a waste of time. Like, well, if it's such a waste of time, then just read the title of the video. If it doesn't interest you, you don't watch it. Very simple. Like, you don't have to expect handouts to everything, you know? Like, because you got to keep in mind, a lot of the features that are in this options are not in any fan game that I know of. So that's why I'm featuring it, and I want to show a little bit of hands-on stuff, you know, with like the Xbox 360 controller and all that stuff, so people can see what this actually looks like. You know, where, for instance, I mentioned in the video here, and since I'm on the subject anyway, like, you should be able to play this game with a PC controller that only has a D-pad, a select button, a start button, and 2 buttons, like a B and an A. That's all you should need to play this game, despite it having palette control and all that stuff. But note, of course, there's a lot of freedom with it. But aside from that, it's a demonstration. I wanted to show you some of these features because it took a while to get some of these in place, and this is what I was working on for a good chunk of the time I was away. Because this stuff, like I'll give you an example. I spent let me go to the leaderboard stuff. I'll tell you a little bit about the system here, since we're on the subject. Like, I spent, I think, like 12 hours, like, on Friday, I think, coding up the connectivity service on this game for this particular section of it, so that it could tell you connected, not connected, or just you have to restart the game. Because you're required to have a stable internet connection to register your leaderboard scores. But I also want to incorporate a feature so that, say, for instance, you're out of, say, for instance, you don't decide to upload your score to the high score list. What you do is I set a tag so that you can later on upload those to the high score list. But yeah, no. So like this is supposed to be so that you can see what I've been up to. That's what this is about. There are a lot of things I'm working on that I don't want to show off, for a combination of things like spoilers and stuff. But like, in terms of key things that I want people to see, this is an example. Because options, like, if you've seen the first game's options, you'd see why this is a big deal. The first game's options were rather limited. But yeah, no. It's little rude things like that aren't fun. But anyways, let's get the chat going here. Any last questions, you guys, before I call it a day with you? But yeah, my hope is to have more uploads lately. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll have another video up for you guys. It may not be a Mega Man Eternal update, like Mega Man Eternal 2 update per se, but we'll see. It depends a lot on how much time I have. And as I kind of mentioned earlier, my schedule is very, I'm very busy with my research, basically. I don't want to get into that because I don't want to necessarily bore you. Doll Woman. Okay. Excellent question. So Actually, I'll bring you guys there, because since we're on the subject anyway, I may as well show you guys. Like, why don't I show you this? It's clearly obvious I should show you this. Okay, let me just make sure you guys can see the screen. Okay, good. So, anyways, if you aren't following my DeviantArt, I'm on my username is Discrete Computation. You can reach me there as well. But if you've been following on here, and for the last year, I've had a fan art gallery kind of thing going on. Where the heck is it? It should be here, but probably the status stuff knocked it off. Let me find it. Gotta find it. Turbine Man. It's probably 3. Back on DeviantArt. No, that's the original character thing. Well, I can always talk about that after this. Where are we? Scrolling. And no, not that one yet. Not that one yet. We're almost there. I'm just gonna move the chat over here. Okay. So I want to show you guys this. Okay, so let's see here. So let's see. So if you haven't been following, sorry for the delay here. So right here is the journal entry where I've been logging all the fan art people have been submitting, and lots of people have submitted fan art, which is excellent. I'm expecting to have 60, as I was saying earlier on, right when we opened up the stream. But I'm expecting right now 1 more piece of fan art from Doll Woman. I have not received this yet, but she knows that I am anticipating it. But I've been getting some really good fan art. So yeah, my plan is to make a video where it shows a full slideshow of all the fan art in color or in the style that it was given to me, so that you all can see them all in their color form. Because obviously in the game itself, they're going to be Game Boy eyes, you know? So I want to make sure I have a video so that you can see all the fan art. So hopefully I'll get that art from Doll Woman soon, so I can put up that video. But yeah, stay tuned for that one. I'm actually really excited to put it all together so everybody can see this stuff, so we can kind of celebrate together all this fan collaboration, because I'm really big on the collaboration stuff. Hence why I don't want to be tough on say level design, say Mega Man Endless, because I know it's mostly fans that design these things. I don't want to be like running people down in that way. But yeah, this is one of the 2 that I was running. This one's closed, so I won't be accepting any more art anymore for this, because 60 is a lot. Well, it's enough for 1 person to manage and filter and do all this stuff, because it's a combination of 2 things. Some of you, I'm pretty sure, have looked at this already. The Napalm Man stuff. That stuff is awesome. But yeah, no, like, you gotta keep in mind, I do this all by myself. Like this whole game is basically my baby. I do all the programming on it and all that stuff. The only things that aren't necessarily my stuff are people when they work on sprites for things, and the music is done by Jasper Valentine. But all the rest is me, or it's ripped. It's just like the first game in a similar way, but obviously the music's a little different there. It's kind of like a mega collection of awesome fan music that I've got people to make, or were claimed by me over time. But they're not owned by me, of course. But yeah, no. So for example, I would need to run this software that I have written in MATLAB that I did a paper with a professor over at University of Manitoba on. I gotta use this like 60 times, but I have a modified version that I use for the Game Boy stuff, because for some reason in my ignorance, for some reason I use 256 by 224, and I use that. for a particular reason. I think it was to rescale images for the first game, if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, if you have MATLAB, I don't know how many of you do. If you ever want to fiddle around with this tool here, it is open source, so you can download it. It's not the most prettiest code, but it's a fun little piece of software you can use to do filtering. So say if you want, say, NES palette mapping with some additional filtering techniques like bilateral smoothing and stuff. Like, this is all fancy smancy, but it's not really a big deal. Like, or Game Boy and that. Like, what I do is I use this Game Boy filter that I have, and then use some additional filter to calibrate and make your art look nice. And then aside from that, I tend to have to do manually a lot of touches, and so it looks nice, because sometimes it doesn't come out perfect. But yeah, in short, there's going to be a slideshow that I want to put in feature on this channel. But yeah, no, so I'm really happy that people, especially my subscribers, have been participating and helping me out by making awesome fan art, because it makes me happy that people have faith in my work, you know, because this is, I don't get as much time to do these things, so I spend a lot of my time outside of my work. Like, I really don't get a whole lot of stuff done outside of things aside from this game, but you gotta keep in mind, I kind of like live and breathe academic research, so it's kind of like it's really hard to gauge that if you don't know what I'm talking about. But don't worry. The main point is I want to talk also about another thing. Sorry about that. I'm just clearing my throat. One other thing I wanted to show off that's really neat is the original character gallery. Now, I don't know if any of you, I'm sure some of you that are watching are familiar with this or even have submitted to this, but it's closed now. I closed it on Thursday. Where is it? Okay, number 2. Number 2. Yeah. So in this game, what I wanted to do is I wanted to add some NPCs or non-playable characters into the game, and also just some robots and humans that I could use to populate Holiday Island in the sequel. So I asked for people to give me some original characters or maybe some fan sprite for the intro stage. Yes, there is an intro stage in this game. But yeah, it's the opening ceremonies of Holiday Island, the robot amusement park of yeah. I don't want to spoil too much, but basically because I will eventually have to do a preview with this thing to show it off. But in short, it's the opening intro stage, and that is where Dark Data shows up, and he basically crashes the opening ceremonies of Holiday Island, and starts just rampaging and just like floating around, corrupting robots left and right, and killing robots. And then Mega Man or Ambient, whichever character you are, has to save humans or robots in the intro stage as you learn some of the mechanics like sliding, shooting. So I use that as a way to help train you for some of the mechanics of the game, which of course are going to be a lot closer to the originals. Like, the game is using at one point, now this is just sort of a tangent. At one point, what looked like Blyka's engine. The game uses a very heavily modified version of Blyka's engine, because Blyka's engine ain't coded very well. Let's just say I would have probably given it an F if got lag and killed robots. But yeah, no. Like, let's just say I would not commend the programming of Blyka's engine, but it's a very good engine. No insult to Blyka, but let's just say I've judged hundreds upon hundreds of students' work on programming, and I'm not a programmer per se. I'm a computer scientist, and I've judged things for software development courses and all that stuff. Let's just say the code was not particularly pleasant looking for an engine of all things. But it's a great engine. That's what I could just say to Blyka, though. But I would not recommend it for if you want to look for a good example of game maker programming. It's an absolutely horrible example. And I'm saying this as somebody that's used GameMaker or GML for years, like at least, it has to have been at least 10 years now. But yeah. But yeah, no, in this one I show off all the characters that I've received. But yeah, I got some submissions for this one. But yeah, basically these are robots and humans that are coming to visit the island for the opening ceremonies. It just needed some NPCs to. I thought it would be fun to have some characters that would populate it so that they could show up maybe in the amusement park area where there's going to be mini games that people can play. Like the demo, if you guys haven't seen that one, there's a little demo that I have on one of my older videos showing off a simple version of the mini game for Rush Marine. Now I don't think it's going to be the final name, but basically what it boils down to is that there's this one area in the game where there's mini games. There's 8 of them, and they'll have all leaderboards attached to them. And there will, of course, be leaderboards for the main game. But the main point is that there's these characters, and depending on which ones survive, because I will have to kill some of them to kind of both Dark Data up, you know, because he's got to kill some robots because he's a bad guy, you know. Got to push him, you know. Got to totally, like, if I were to pull some, like, wrestling jargon out, I'm going to, like, totally hotshot him up. But then he's going to do something totally legit, but I do not want to spoil that bit. I don't know. Some people have told me that I'm supposed to destroy Beck from Mighty Number 9, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to take a vote on that one. Because I've gotten Beck as some sprites of Beck in this. But yeah, I've gotten humans and characters, and I think it's pretty. Kill Mighty Number 9. Because let's just say, there's two sides to me. I'm like, do I want Beck to live in the same universe as Mega Man? Yes or no? And at the same time, do I want to win brownie points with the Mighty Number 9 crowd that were disappointed with Mighty Number 9? The easy answer is probably yes, but at the same time, we'll see. Maybe later on I'll have to do a video where we have to do like a straw poll or something that we're going to determine if Beck dies or not. Would you guys be interested if I set up a poll like that? But yeah, let me know if you're interested in me doing a straw poll about this, and I can totally get that set up. maybe it'll heal the wounds of the haters of the first game. Although there are too many of them, but it'll make them feel happy. Yeah, I know. Like, that's the thing. I have no beef with Mighty Number 9. I think it's okay. It's just I don't think a lot of the development around it is particularly pleasant. Like, the game itself is okay. But at the same, it depends on what version you play. That's really it. But yeah, no. I don't have any hate towards Beck, but if people want me to have a poll set up to determine if Beck should die or not in the intro stage, I could set that up if you like. Yeah, I do kind of agree with that. Like, a lot of hype can kill something. Like, believe me. Like, a lot of hype can do that. Well, then the fact that there's a lot of a mixed combination here. I mean, I felt the full force of it from Sprites Inc. in late 2014, when there's the whole angst over Capcom and Mega Man and all that stuff. When I delivered a fan game that, like, it's still a good fan game overall. It's just the issue is that my fan game does not appeal to those that want a pure Mega Man experience, like a purist experience. That's not what Mega Man Eternal was about. The second game is going to be a little bit closer to what a purist wants. But I want to have some fun with some creative ideas, but it's going to basically be like an enhanced Game Boy game. But yeah, basically, I totally, I have, a part of me sympathizes with Concept when it comes to what kind of backlash they've received. But at the same time, their project was really mismanaged. And yeah, that's going to be something that's going to crop up and really mess up a project. Like when you have software project where a lot of stuff goes wrong, it's not going to be particularly healthy in the end. May as well go back to this. But yeah, no, I'm back on screen. As you can clearly tell. But yeah, maybe I'll set up a poll about this because I'm really undecided about it. I would rather have my fans or subscribers decide this for me because I do not want to take the heat for this one. Oh my. Oh, I'll probably put up a video seeing as some people are interested in me doing that. But I personally have no absolute like detest of Beck or anything. I just think like I don't know. It's, a lot of people just really want to see it, but I would rather have my subscribers decide that. That and that man, like I would rather have the heat taken off me. Those people can thank me if it works out. Basically, in short, I'm just being a goof, I guess. But yeah, no, hopefully you guys are excited for the game and all that stuff. And hopefully I'll have some more updates coming up. My hope is to kind of have like an update once or twice a month, hopefully. And I want to make sure I have much more regular content on this channel, whether it be streams, whether it be like more stuff like this, whether it be funny skits, because I've been doing a couple of those lately. If you really want to go in for a pure cringe fest, watch a couple of those. My God, they're just some of the most cringy stuff you're ever going to see, but they're hilarious. I think I made one for Tor's birthday, and then I made one for Marcus's birthday, or Mega Man D's birthday. And it's a real cringe, but it's you just have to check it out. In fact, why don't we check out one of them, and then we'll end off the stream unless anybody else has any other questions. But if you have a question, just feel free to put it in the chat, or if you have anything to say. But no, don't note that I am not here to just like kick a hornet's nest with Sprites Inc. or anything. I recommended their game. Well, Blyka's game in particular, but at the same time, you got to call a spade a spade. I care much more about what's true rather than your feelings, basically. And I like to be nice about things. You know, you guys know that, right? Okay, it's time for the Mega D's commercial because you can't miss out on this, sucker. Let's do some Mega D's. Time for the Mega D's, guys. Let's close this off with some Mega D's. Okay, let's turn up. I don't know how loud this is, so I need to turn it up a bit, I think. Maybe. I think we're good.
Have some Mega D's. Where'd you believe it? Sean? Crunch again for breakfast. Breakfast. I go for you for breakfast. Mega D's. Oh, delicious. No, son. You just trust that face always. It just is kind of good. I can't tell, but there really are bits of Marcus joy in here. Son. Mega D's. Mega D's. Mmm. Mmm. I'm Mega D's. You know why? No, don't enjoy, sucker. I want you to have some
fun. Oh my God. You got one more. Ryan has one more question. I got one more question for you. Do you ever? I guess have you ever heard of Disney's Atlantis: The Lost Empire? Is that the movie or is that the game? Yes, I know. I like. I was totally pulling off the boobs there. I had to even adjust them nicely. It was hilarious. One time I was one of actually Marcus, the guy that the Megad's guy on the bag. He showed one of his best friends the video, and he asked, "Who's that chick?" And he's like, "It's Dad." Yeah, they're Snuggie boobs. They're made out of Snuggies, so you know they're cuddly. Now I'm just waiting for some really scary art of somebody drawing me with boobs. I had to intentionally add some like girth so I look kind of like the fat mama with the snuggie tits. Cars, come for breakfast. But yeah, no, I've seen Disney's Lost Empire, the movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. Like I saw it when it was new. I remember when it was new. And I saw it when I saw it when it first went to VHS. Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. Oh, let's see. Just making sure I got everything on the right spots. But yeah, no, would you guys be interested in more skits like that? Because sometimes I have this impulse to do goofy skits about things. If you guys are interested in more of those, I could always do more of those. But yeah, basically my plan is I want to do more content on my channel. I used to be a lot more regular, and I don't want to let you guys down because I've put a lot of years of work into this channel, and I love you guys. You know that, right? But yeah, if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what are your favorite things about this channel and what would you like more of. Like, I know the main thing I want to put more content out on is Mega Man Eternal 2, because that's what most people are here for, right? Or me talking about games, or sometimes I have Marcus or Tor on and we talk about video games and all kinds of stuff, or we watch funny videos. Oh, good. No, good. That sounds great, Clover. But yeah, no. If anybody has any things that they really like about the things I post, just let me know. I'm always down to hear like what you guys like. This doesn't mean I don't have any ideas. My God, that would be dangerous talk because I can put out some really wacky stuff. But my main point is I'm planning to put up more stuff, and hopefully you guys can help by sharing my videos, telling your friends to subscribe, and follow Mega Man Eternal 2 stuff, you know? Yep, that's basically the plan. More Mega Man Eternal 2 stuff. That's kind of my hope, because now this is one thing that's kind of important. My estimation for Mega Man Eternal 2's release is the 30th anniversary of Mega Man, which is next year, December 17th or 16th. That's kind of my hope, but as you guys know, that's sort of a tentative date. Hopefully you guys can understand if it takes a little longer, because as you know, I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD candidate. I basically sold my soul to do research, you know, so it's kind of a higher priority. So basically, I'm hoping to have more stuff out there, but that's kind of my hope. I would rather make sure that you guys have a complete game rather than one that is like where you need like 6 versions before you even get the whole game. Looking at something like Street Fighter, the newest Street Fighter, for example. Like, I would not want to do that to you guys. Like, where you're just missing a whole mode or something. Unless you guys really want, like, say, the main story, then I could release a later version. But I would rather you guys have the whole experience at once. But I am inclined to maybe put out some more demos of mini games if you guys are interested. So if I do that, I may put out some previews maybe. And maybe if I really need some testing on the server, I may send out a couple more demos. But we'll see. We'll see how everything plays out. But I'm not opposed to demos, but I usually like to either have you guys experience the whole thing at once. Yeah, exactly, Clover. Quality over quantity. But yeah, just because I find putting out demos can be rather time-consuming rather than just focusing on the game, and that's what the point of these videos are anyways, preview stuff, so you can get excited about things and get your hands on it. Because I want to make sure you guys can see more about what the hands-on stuff is like. So that you guys know, like, Dan is not going to, like, because I know you guys know I listen to you, right? But some people don't like to contort and twist what I say because they're stupid that way. So I'd rather have people understand that that's why I put up these videos. So I show you guys what I'm up to, and hopefully you guys have some enjoyment out of it, enjoy some of the music. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to point out. Super duper Mega Man Eternal version 7 17,000.1 Hyper Fighter. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do that to you guys. But yeah, one thing I do need to mention is if you guys have not checked it out, if you guys haven't checked Jasper Valentine's channel, he's the guy who's doing all the music. He's a good friend of mine. Let's just say some people don't get onto that. Like, I talk to Jasper almost every other day, but like, he lives over in California and that stuff. But anyway, main point is I recommend you check out his channel. He does post all the soundtrack stuff. So if he does updates, sometimes I upload soundtrack stuff on this channel, but on his channel he puts up the songs. So if you want to listen to more Mega Man Eternal 2 music, you can go do it over there too. Here, why don't I put a link in the description to check out that? Let me do that quickly, and then I think we'll wrap it up unless you guys have any other questions. Because one thing I do want to do is hopefully soon do a proper Q&A again, because I know you guys have lots of questions about things, and I want to make sure I satisfy all your questions. Because you know, I'm really big about the whole. Yeah, Jasper makes really good stuff. Yeah, give him some love because he sometimes needs that love. You know, I'll post it in the chat here, and I'll also add it here. I'll post it in. Whoopsie, I accidentally got rid of the chat. Let me put in the description. But yeah, in short, I you know how much you guys mean to me when it comes to the feedback you provide. Like that's why it's really important. And also, I want you guys to share my stuff because that way we can get the stuff out there and then we can have a really cool fan game that everybody can enjoy. Especially something like this. It's really distinct. I think there are only, as far as I know, there's not too many Game Boy style fan games. There, I just updated the description. So if you just refresh this page, it will be there. But yeah, in short, I want to thank you guys for all your feedback, whether it be the first game or this game, like the upcoming game, or just on my channel in general. You guys know I'm really big on the feedback stuff. There's a difference between being a dick and providing feedback. They're two very different things. If you're just being a dick, like that guy I just commented to while we were live, like that's being a dick, for example. And some people just don't seem to understand that you can be nice and still be critical of something. Yeah, that's it. And that, at the same time, one thing I do want to let you guys know about, some people were kind of concerned that like I'm the only one testing my stuff. Like I do test almost all my stuff thoroughly. I do test-driven development. So basically, whenever I add like 3 objects on the screen, I test. I run a whole new test. So I'm not the type that'll be like, oh, I'll design a whole level and then I'll test it. No. I test everything very, very much. Like I go nuts with it. But I also have a few people that I've kind of like endowed special privileges on to basically be my guys that I have working with me to do some just stuff, like say before I put up a preview video, I'll plan to send out some test stuff for them. That way, everything looks really nice, so you guys can enjoy the video and be trusted that there's going to be some love and tender polish on this stuff. Though I always do that, but you know what I mean. Like, I want to make sure you guys know that I care a lot about making sure you guys have a good time. But there's enough self-flagellation on my part. What my point is, I want to say thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys stay tuned for more updates and more of my content. And, oh yeah, it's great to be back on this main channel and having all my privileges back on this channel after the whole Yale debacle. If you're curious about that, basically I got a copyright strike from Yale Daily News for putting out the Yale protest with the Halloween costumes and that. If you're not sure about that stuff, I made a video about it at one point when I said I was moving channels at one point. If you're curious about that, check out that video or Google Yale protest 2015 Halloween or something, and you'll find it. But yeah, my video played a big part on Reddit of getting that stuff viral. When I mirrored a video that they made private, and what happened was they got upset that I mirrored their video and then they flagged me with a copyright strike, making this channel, the one that we're on right now, basically rendered useless. That's why the alternate channel came up. But yeah, in short, thanks for you guys for watching, and have yourself a beautiful day.